Stop being so nice. It's actually making you miserable. And although it might sound really lovely, the whole idea of being able to make everybody else happy all the time and meet all of their needs and make everyone else content and comfortable, the truth is it's actually harming you in some pretty significant ways. And maybe you kind of know already, and you might even have a little bit of an inkling of this, or maybe you just don't even realize the damage that it's actually causing to you by trying to please everybody else all the time. So today we're going to talk about 3 of the biggest ways that being a people pleaser and trying to make everybody else happy all the time and not ruffle any feathers, 3 of the biggest ways that it is causing harm to you. If you're new to me and this is the first time we're connecting, my name is Kristina, and I'm a registered clinical therapist, a coach, a researcher, and an online course creator. I have a master's degree in counseling psychology, and I work to help men and women heal their relationships with themselves. And people pleasing is a big disconnect for us. And I'm going to explain exactly what that means. And for those of you who do find yourself trying to make everybody else happy all the time, you know how stressful it can be. You know how overwhelming it can feel. And the first thing that it does when we're trying to make everybody else happy and please everyone is it actually starts to damage our self-esteem. And here's what I mean by that. In situations where someone wants you to do something or wants to engage in a conversation or wants to just sort of, be involved in something that you're not comfortable with, but you don't want to say no, you don't want to set a boundary, you don't want to, walk away or say, it's sorry, I just don't want to do that, or I'm not into that, because you don't want to upset them, you don't want to put them off, and you don't want them to be inconvenienced in some way, so you go along with it. And you go along with doing what they want you to do or staying in the conversation that they want to have. But inside, you feel uncomfortable, you feel disconnected from yourself, it feels wrong, it feels weird, it can even feel really icky, but you do it anyways. And when we are disrespecting ourselves in those ways, when we're not respecting our own wants, needs, and preferences, and oftentimes the things that make us feel uncomfortable, we're not respecting that, then we end up really struggling to like and accept ourselves and to feel good about ourselves. I mean, it's not that complicated. We don't like people who disrespect us. So why would we like ourselves, and why would it be easy to like ourselves if we are disrespecting ourselves? So something that happened to me recently when this one came up was a few months ago. I was talking to a friend of mine who was asking me some information. And, I had this kind of feeling in the pit of my stomach when they were asking me some kind of personal information. I didn't really feel comfortable sharing it. I had this kind of pit feeling in my stomach that I was holding back for some reason. I'm like, I don't want to share this information. And then I started thinking about it a little bit, and I realized that it's because this particular friend can be kind of gossipy. And this person, she sometimes shares kind of personal information with me and gets a little bit judgy and critical of other people. And so chances are that if this person is doing this to other people, they might also do this to me. So if I share this information, how do I know if they're not going to go and tell somebody else that stuff and maybe judge or criticize me for it or whatever it is? So there was something in me that felt like this isn't right. I don't want to say anything. I don't feel comfortable sharing this. And now I could have gone along with it, and I could have said, I don't want to, upset them, or I don't want to put them off by saying I don't feel comfortable talking about it, so I'm just going to share that information anyways. And what that would have done is it would have showed me that what my wants, needs, and preferences don't matter. What makes me feel comfortable doesn't matter. And that is disrespectful to me. So the good news is that I caught it and I felt it, and I talked about this before, tuning into our bodies, and I had that feeling in my body where I was like, this doesn't feel right. I'm not going to do it. And all I said, it doesn't even have to be complicated. We don't even have to make a big deal out of it. All I said was, I'm not really comfortable sharing that. And then I just changed the subject to something else. So it doesn't even have to be complicated. We don't even have to make a big deal of it. We don't have to say, I really don't want to share this because you tend to be a gossipy person and I don't really want to share. I mean, you can say that if you want to. You can be really bold and upfront with the person, but you don't have to. All you can say is, I don't really want to talk about this, and then change the subject. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Learning how to say no, learning how to have our boundaries with that stuff is huge for our own self-esteem, for our own self-confidence, being able to respect ourselves. And I do have a download, 25 ways to say no, that you can grab. I'm going to put it in the description, the link for that. So you can grab that, and that has some really helpful ways to learn how to say no that feel a little less harsh than just saying no, because that's not always super easy. So make sure you grab that after we're done here. The next one is when we're people pleasing all the time, when we are trying so hard to make everybody else happy, to meet everybody else's wants, needs, and preferences, and never ruffle anyone's feathers, we end up disconnecting from ourselves and stopping to know who we are. So we actually stop knowing who we are. And again, it's not rocket science. If we're always trying to be there for everybody else, to meet everybody else's needs, to always ask what other people want and never speak up for ourselves, or never say what's important to us, or never just share what's going on with us, never being able to express our own wants, needs, and preferences. When we're doing that all the time, before long, and we won't even really always notice when it's happening, but before long, we'll all of a sudden look in the mirror and look at ourselves and say, well, what do I want? And what do I need? And who am I? Because I don't even know. I've spent so long and I've put so much of myself into trying to make everybody else happy, trying to not put anybody off, trying to meet everybody else's needs, that I don't even know what my needs are. I don't even really know what makes me happy, because I'm always trying so hard to make everybody else happy. And so people pleasing and being so nice all the time, it really causes us to disconnect from ourselves and to stop even knowing who we are. And I have clients and students all the time when I say to them, what do you want to do, or what makes sense for you? And they'll actually look at me and say, I don't know. I don't know even who I am, let alone what I want and need, because I've spent so much of my life trying to always be who I thought other people needed me to be or wanted me to be, or always doing things that I thought other people wanted and needed. And I've never actually taken the time to connect with who I am outside of all of this people pleasing, trying to be overly nice stuff. And then our last one is, and this is a huge one, and you might not have even realized this, you might not even know that this is happening, but being so nice all the time and people pleasing actually stops and sabotages us from reaching our goals and fulfilling our dreams. Because we get so concerned and caught up with accidentally offending someone, or somebody not liking the way we're doing something or what we're doing. They might not agree with it, because we're so scared of accidentally or unintentionally offending or upsetting somebody else, that we keep ourselves small, that we don't move forward, we don't go for our goals, we don't go for our dreams, we don't move forward. And essentially what we're saying is that we let other people's preferences or their potential preferences make our decisions for us. We're letting what other people want and need for us, which doesn't really make sense, what other people want and need from us, what they think, who they think we should be. We're letting that make our decisions for us, but it's not their life. It's our life. And we can play small and we can stay hidden because we don't want to unintentionally offend someone, or we can step up, we can step out, and we can be in alignment with our intention. If our intention is to do good things, if our intention is to reach our own goals, if our intention is to be respectful to other people along the way without needing to control and overfunction and trying to make sure that nobody is ever accidentally put off. But if our intention is to do the things that are important to us in a respectful way, then that's what we can do. Because we can't control what other people are going to say about us. We can't control, we can't ever prevent someone from not liking what we're doing. There's always going to be somebody out there, no matter what, there's going to be somebody who isn't on board. And so if we let the potential of maybe that somebody not liking or agreeing or approving of us or what we're doing, then we're letting that person make our decisions for us and essentially live our lives for us. So, not trying to be so nice. Not trying to please everybody else. Being respectful, being kind, being considerate, yes, but trying to make sure that everybody else is happy and satisfied and content and their wants, needs, and preferences are always being met? No. It doesn't mean that their wants, needs, and preferences don't matter, because they do, but yours matter too. You have a hat, put it in the ring. Everybody has a hat, and everyone's hat is allowed to be in the ring. So people pleasing, it's not worth it. The cost far outweighs this feeling that you get of being able to say, well, everybody else is happy, everybody else's needs are met, but in our attempt to make everybody else happy, the one person who isn't happy is us. Make sure you grab that download, 25 ways to say no, so we can start learning how to speak up and have healthy but kind and respectful boundaries for ourselves. Come and join my Facebook group, goodformegroup.com. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it out, let's stay connected. I hope you're having a really good day, and until next time, take good care.